am a sound person too, as well as musician. Okay, so I didn't know what I was going to talk about here today, but I think I'm going to follow a little bit after what George said, because my mother, Rita Knapp, was one of the people who testified in Salem on one of those years that there was an early bill, and it was 73, that she went maybe about a year after I came out to her, and George met her at a conference at Manuka Conference Center where my parents were the directors, and he approached her about testifying in Salem, and she was feeling strongly enough about the fact that I had come out to her and that she wanted to speak up and so make some impact about this in the community. And so she said yes, not knowing anything about what she was getting into, of course. But so the hearing, which I did not attend, I don't know why I didn't attend it, I don't know where I was, but I didn't go. But I read about it in the paper the next day. My mother spoke at a hearing that was like 1 hour long. It was chaired by Earl Blumenauer, and it was very strict. He said there'll be no applause, there'll be no outbursts, there'll be no, hooping or hollering, nothing like that. So he just really wanted to be very strict about this. So my mother testified and spoke from her heart about how she felt about her lesbian daughter. And apparently there wasn't a dry eye in the house, and it made a very strong impact, and I think maybe Barbara was there too. So she might remember. But the next day it came out in the Oregonian that the wife of I think in the Oregonian it didn't say her name, but apparently on the AP it did use her name. So she then started to get a little bit freaked out, that her name was out there and what was this going to mean. And this was also at the time when the conference center that they ran was owned by First Presbyterian Church. And that is the church that I had been attending when I was in high school and singing in the choir. And one of the people I sang in the choir with was Susie Shepherd, because the Shepherds were from First Presbyterian Church. My dad was also a minister from the UCC, the United Church of Christ. But they had taken this job as directors of the conference center, and it was a Presbyterian place, so we were getting to know the Presbyterians. And Susie and I were really good friends, although she was a year behind me in school, but we were really good friends in the choir and cut up in the choir a lot. We had a gay choir conductor and organist, of course. We didn't know it at the time, but it was kind of a rowdy place, and really dramatic and really incredible. And so we loved that choir, and so Susie and I decided. We didn't decide, but she also came out to her parents around the same time, I think. So the two sets of parents got together, and I think when the article came out in the paper, Susie's parents called my parents and said, how can we help you, or we got to do something. Susie's also come out to us, and so they founded PFLAG here in Portland. We didn't know what PFLAG was. I mean, they didn't know what PFLAG was. They basically started a parent support group, and then later they affiliated with the national PFLAG. But they tried to, one of the first things they did was to try to put classified or some kind of little notice in the Oregonian to get other parents to know about them. The Oregonian would not print it. They said, this is a family newspaper.